Big thanks to Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. It is after 10:30 a.m. and I am just now drinking my matcha. And you all know, my day does not start until I've had my cup of matcha. So cheers. This is my non-negotiable. This is what makes me feel like my day has begun. No matter how late it is, no matter how many times I've reheated this. Also, look at this gorgeous mug. I just bought it at a local shop in Austin. I feel like lavender is my color this year. I've incorporated a lot of lavender into my new website, and I'm just really gravitating towards that color and also that energy, just like leaning into softness. I really want to catch up with you guys. I don't really even know where to start. There is just so much on this brain of mine. I'm feeling like I'm in need of a reset. I want to take you through a day in my life of working, momming, cooking, all that kind of stuff. Kira has started a little bit of solid. So yeah, there's a lot of new things happening. And amongst all of this newness, sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. And so I think what I'm really craving beyond the reset is just some predictability, some stability. So that's kind of my intention today, is just to like pour back into myself in ways that I know make me feel good, which is drinking my matcha. I have a goal to actually rest during one of Kira's naps today rather than work. I want to read my book, Onyx Storm. I just have these like ideas of things that I would like to do for myself that's gonna make me feel good. You wanna go for a walk? I should say that around Clover. Just you and me. Let's go for a walk. Let's get some steps in. Hey, bubbles, I want to get that booger. I want to get it. Got it. Got it. You look so cute. Bubbles, outside, we're going to make our own sunshine. Let's go. Whee! Whee! Kira, come on, you like it? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's go. Woo! You're in. See, it's all good. You like this stroller? Let me put my shoes on. I don't have socks up front, so I'm wearing these. They're not the best walking shoes, but I know Kira is not gonna want to be in the stroller just sitting here. So let's go. We're home. Time to make lunch. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna make lunch. Let's open up my Thrive Market box. I always enjoy getting my groceries delivered, but especially now as a new mom, delivery is really clutch for us. And Thrive Market is great because I can get all of my healthy, organic staples. I can just reorder it, buy it again. It's really convenient for me. Today I'm making japchae, Korean glass noodles. I really love this brand, O Food. I'm not gonna do a full haul because I'm hungry, but let's just quickly unpack this. Organic coconut milk, still going strong with my Go Macro bars. Beef tallow, hazelnut cacao spread. This is everything we got in our Thrive Market box. As you can see, lots of great high quality brands. I also really love Thrive Market's brand. Still organic, really great ingredients, and it just saves me time and money. So if you'd like to check out Thrive Market, you can head to the link in my description or go to thrivemarket.com/JulesAcree. You'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift up to $60. Check them out and let's make some japchae. I love making chapcha because it's very, very easy. I mean, this isn't like fully traditional, but this is my version of it that is delicious and filling. I normally add more vegetables to it, like bok choy, some peppers, but I just don't have any of those ingredients, so working with what I have. So this is it. We've got some pasture-raised beef from the farmer's market, spinach, fresh ginger, garlic, onion. That's basically it. And then I also put aside some gochujang beef for rice and some other meals later this week. And then this is a small amount for Kira that I will puree at some point tomorrow. So out of that, that's what we've got. And the kitchen is pretty much clean. I like put everything away while I was boiling the noodles. I am a clean as you go type of girl. That's just how I like to run things in the kitchen. That's my process. All right, I am so ready to eat. Going to chow down and then I have to get back to work. Really good. Look who it is. This is Luna. Luna got a haircut. We gotta go hurry back home because Kira is awake and she is hungry. Once we get back, I really want to catch up because I feel like there's so much that we haven't talked about. Kira, you hungry? Hi, baby. Oh, I just love kissing those chickies. I love kissing those chickies. Oh, look at these girls. Look at you sitting up. Oh my gosh. 개가에 어째 한 마리 거물거물 헤엄치다 뒷다리가 쑥 앞다리가 쑥. Let's catch up. We have so much to talk about. Where do I start? First of all, my Notion template for pregnancy and postpartum is ready. It's live and I love it so much. I feel really proud of it. It's called the Little One Hub and it is the ultimate pregnancy and postpartum planner, if I do say so myself. It's not just like a series of templates, it's also a ton of information. Like I put as much helpful insights and learnings inside of this hub as I could possibly think of. Anything that came up during my pregnancy and postpartum journey that I felt would be helpful for you all, specifically when it comes to postpartum, because I feel like my postpartum experience was really positive and there are some key things that I did to prepare for that while I was pregnant. I think that putting a lot of emphasis on postpartum healing was exactly what my body needed, and it helped me really bond with Kira and establish my milk supply, get into the groove of breastfeeding. So if you want to check it out, I'll link the Little One Hub down below. I'm so proud of it and hope that you guys enjoy it. And the other thing I want to announce is that I launched a Substack. It's called Mother Etc. And it's a space where I can write and share all of my motherhood thoughts, feels, ideas, baby products. I really want to lean into the fact that I think I'm very good at curating and picking really awesome baby things. All my friends ask me like, oh, where'd you get that? I like things that are pretty, but also functional, and I'm proud of all the things that we've purchased. And I'll be honest about things that I regret purchasing, which I have already shared one volume of that. Anyways, if you want to check out my Substack, and you want to subscribe, I hope that you find a lot of value out of it. I'm looking forward to being able to document where I'm at in the journey and then be able to look back and see how far I've come. Okay, Andrew has Kira. He's getting her ready for her last nap of the day. It's gonna be a contact nap, so I'm going to read my book, Onyx Storm. Very excited, but I just wanted to fill you in on January because January was the hardest month for us as parents. I feel like everyone talks about the newborn stage and how difficult it is, but we just did not have that experience. The first 3.5 months was really, really great. And I'm not saying that now is not great, but oh my gosh, sleep in January, when we hit the 5 to 6 month mark, sleep was so gnarly. Like there were times where I just felt like I was dying inside. I felt like such a zombie. And it also didn't help that the weather was really gloomy and cold for Austin and just dreary. So I felt at my lowest in January. I'm not even sharing this to like scare you or anything like that because everyone has a different experience, but I feel like everyone talks about newborn and the 4-month sleep regression, but I never hear anyone talk about 6 months because oh my gosh, 6 months was such a big leap in their development. There's just so much going on, and it's actually really cool because when they come out of a leap, they come out with some new skills. And I know she's really working on linking her sleep cycles and all of that, and she's starting to go on her hands and knees, getting ready for crawling. I don't know when crawling will happen, but she's like prepping for that. And so it's really not a regression, it's more like a progression. You have to take a few steps back to then move forward. So I try to think of it in that way, think of it as like a leap. But yeah, January was the hardest month. Kira was waking up 5 to 7 times a night to feed. I felt like she had it backwards where she was just drinking so much milk at night, and during the day she'd get really distracted. So she would latch and then she'd like look around and then stop. And it's been like 2 weeks now since I've stopped timing my feeds. For me, that is like a big deal because I love seeing all the data and how long she's fed that day, but I don't know, it just started to not feel good anymore, and I just kind of follow that. Anytime something just doesn't feel good, I reassess. I've always just fed on demand, but now I'm like literally not looking at the clock at all. I don't care how long she eats for. I can't look at like when she fed last because in the middle of the night, it's just so much easier to stay sleepy if I'm not like reaching for my phone trying to time a feed. And this is probably just like a first time mom thing. I feel like when you're new to this, it might feel good to time it. So if you're a second time mom and you don't time your feeds, then yeah, that makes sense. And I think timing your feeds is probably more of a first time mom thing. I know it just brought me a lot of comfort, but now I'm just at the point where I'm like, it doesn't feel good anymore, so I don't do it. And I now don't rely on an app to tell me which side I left off on. I just kind of feel, and that has felt kind of freeing, to be honest. Anyways, it took her waking up a million times at night, and also we are bed sharing. We've pretty much been bed sharing since she was a newborn. I did document like our night with a newborn, and I kind of showed her sleeping on my chest around like 4 a.m. and that was kind of consistently when she would want to be snuggled and like come into bed with us, was around like 4 a.m. But the rest of the night, she typically was just totally fine sleeping in her bassinet, and I really just kind of follow her lead. And that's just kind of how I've been approaching this since day one. I just kind of wait for her to tell me what she needs. And as she has gotten older, I think she has just been wanting to snuggle more. She sleeps so much more soundly. I actually sleep really soundly with her. We follow the Safe Sleep 7. I feel like it's not so taboo anymore to bed share with your kid because, well, first of all, it's like very normal in lots of other parts of the world, and America is just kind of backwards with that. But I feel like parents are now realizing that in order to not be sleep deprived, it is kind of in your benefit to share a bed with your baby. So January being so difficult and challenging, and me feeling like a complete zombie, I literally felt like I was dying inside. It kind of saved my butt being able to sleep next to her and then just do side lying position and just let her feed that way, and so that way I could stay kind of sleepy. But man, my milk just started like increasing at night because of how often she was feeding. But it's crazy because now we're out of it. Now she's back to waking up once or twice a night, and it's not bad anymore. It's just crazy how like it feels like a blur. I don't even remember that time, even though in the thick of it I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. There are times when she would wake up at 1 a.m. and stay awake for 2 hours. So Andrew would be the one just kind of pacing around the house. He would listen to an audiobook or a podcast from like 1 to 3 a.m. so I could try to get some sleep. Although I can't really sleep very well when she's not in the room with me because I'm just like, oh my God, what if he trips and falls in the dark? Like postpartum anxiety stuff. So yeah, it just was not a restful time. But anyways, that's where we were in January. February, I feel like it's off to a great start. We'll see kind of how things shift and evolve. I mean, I never get too comfy because things are always changing. And all of this is to say, it's just funny how adaptable we are. And how when I get a 3-hour stretch, I'm like, wow, that was such a good night. I got multiple 3-hour stretches. And I remember thinking when I first had Kira, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna wake up this often? Every 4 hours. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I love a 3 or 4 hour stretch because I was only getting 1 hour stretches for like all of January. It was hard. So yeah, that's my big spiel and update. I honestly don't remember if I covered everything because my brain doesn't fully work anymore. And it's like funny, but it's also like not. But that's real life. So I'm gonna go. I think Kira is asleep now. I'm gonna go read my book. Enjoy this time. So thank you for tuning into this vlog. Good chatting with you guys, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that is.